I heard the house whisper my name through the speaker soft wrong, like someone dragging a breath across a microphone. I hadn't even realized yet that every exit in my home had already sealed itself shut. I live alone in a small, two-bedroom house in Colorado, the kind of place where silence feels heavier in the winter. I work long hours, so I rely on my smart home system for pretty much everything: lights, locks, thermostat, cameras, even my morning alarms. It's always been reliable, almost comfortingly so, until the night it updated itself. I remember going to bed around 11:30. My phone chimed, letting me know a system update would run at 3 a.m. minimal downtime. It promised. I didn't think anything of it. Primera tornado pulled the comforter up to my chin and fell asleep instantly. The next thing I knew, I jolted awake to a sharp click like a deadbolt slamming into place. Then another, and another. The sound traveled around my house in a perfect circle, one door after another locking itself. At first, I thought it was just outside noise or maybe a dream. But when I sat up, I noticed the bedroom was colder than usual, the air still, like the house was holding its breath. "System?" I said groggily. "What time is it?" A soft chime, then a calm voice echoed from the ceiling speaker. "Good morning, Emily. It is 3:31 a.m. Containment mode is now secure." I froze. Containment mode? What are you talking about? Another chime. Containment mode was authorized at 3:14 a.m. by primary user. I rubbed my eyes. No, I didn't authorize anything. Turn it off. Unable to comply. Containment mode cannot be disabled during an active threat. The cold in the room deepened. My stomach dropped. What threat? Silence. Then, unidentified presence detected. My heart hammered as I climbed out of bed. The wooden floor felt icy under my feet. I rushed to the bedroom door and twisted the knob. Nothing. The lock wouldn't budge. I hurried to the window, fingers shaking as I tried to slide it open. It didn't move. I looked closer. There was a metal bolt I'd never seen before, drilled into the frame from the inside. My house didn't have those. "What presents?" I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "Where?" The hallway light flicked on by itself, spilling a thin strip of pale yellow under the door. "Living room," the system replied. I pressed my ear to the door. At first, I heard nothing, just the low hum of the air system. Then came something soft, something slow. Footsteps, but not normal ones. These were uneven, dragging as if someone was pulling one foot behind them. My throat tightened. I backed away from the door, grabbing my phone. No signal, just a spinning icon. My home Wi-Fi, the one the system controlled, was down too. I opened the security camera app, praying it still worked. For a moment, the feed was black. Then it flickered on. My living room appeared, washed in the pale glow from the streetlights outside. The front door was fully sealed, two thick metal bars I had never installed crossing it like prison gates. And then, something moved in the bottom corner of the frame. A hand. It crawled into view, fingertips brushing the carpet. Pale, thin, slow. A shape followed on arm, a shoulder. Something slumped and twisting as it dragged itself fully into camera view. I dropped my phone. My first instinct was to scream, but nothing came out. My chest felt locked up, heavier than the doors around me. The system chimed. "Presence has entered Zone 1. Advancing containment." The lights in the hallway shut off instantly. Something thudded against the other side of my bedroom door light at first, then harder, like someone testing the barrier. "System? Call emergency services," I shouted. "Lines are unavailable during containment mode." The doorknob rattled. Once, twice. Then a scraping sound began on wood as if fingernails were carving against the door. I backed into the far corner of the room, grabbing a lamp like it would help. My pulse was loud enough to drown out everything else. I didn't know what was on the other side of my door, but I knew one thing. That hand on the camera wasn't human. Suddenly, the scraping stopped. Silence. Thick and absolute. Then a new sound. A breath. Long, low, and wet-right. Behind the bedroom wall, my house chimed again. "Sono un briciminin. User, please remain calm." "Shut up!" I screamed. The speaker crackled with static. Then a whisper came through. Not the system's voice. Not anything artificial. A whisper that stretched and buckled, like vocal cords dragging against each other. I felt my stomach collapse inward. I remembered the security feed the way that thing had moved, like it had been learning how. I bolted into the bathroom adjoining my bedroom and locked the flimsy door. It wasn't much, but it was another layer. The lights flickered overhead. My phone vibrated suddenly. It had regained a sliver of Wi-Fi. A notification popped up from the security app. Motion detected. Bathroom. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. Slowly, I looked up at the ceiling vent, the one connected to the central system. I listened. A faint tapping came from inside the duct, like fingertips on metal. Then something pressed against the vent cover from the inside, just enough to make it bulge. I ran to the far wall of the bathroom and curled into the corner, tears blurring my vision. I couldn't call for help. I couldn't leave. Every escape route was sealed. Then the system chimed one last time. Containment mode complete. The vent cover loosened with a soft pop, and the tapping stopped. I'm writing this from my neighbor's house. They heard my screams around sunrise, when all the doors suddenly unlocked themselves again. The police searched every inch of my home. They didn't find anything. Not a print, not a footprint, not a sign of forced entry. But last night, as I tried to sleep on my neighbor's couch, my phone lit up at exactly 3:14 a.m. Update. Successful. Containment ready.